Good evening and welcome to News at Night. I'm Mike McDonald.
And I'm Colette Linden. Mocha Shriners and the Sault Shrine Club are planning a community event scheduled in Sault Ste. Marie for September 2021. On TV was there to find out all about it.
What we're going to do not only for our membership but for the city of Sault Ste. Marie. We are looking at a week-long celebration that would potentially start on Monday, September 20th, 21. There would be 4 nights of world-class entertainment. Some of the acts we were looking to bring in may have been to Sault Ste. Marie before, but there will be some that have not been here before. And we're working hard and diligently now to get those contracts in place, and as we have more details on that, it'll henceforth at that time. On Saturday the 25th will be more of the traditional Shriners Parade taking place, with step-off set to happen at 1:30, and the parade will go down Queen Street, it'll go up Barak Street, and then back down Bay Street on the other side for a loop of the downtown core. And we're hoping to have, by that point, the COVID-19 restrictions will hopefully be released and we'll be able to move ahead with that. The other major events, attendance-wise, again, if all goes well and borders are open and the pandemic has seceded, we're looking at roughly 900 to 1,000 hotel rooms a night in town, which is a good economic boost for the city. One of the big changes we have this year is there's not a lot of meals pre-planned, so that's kind of a way to allow our members and guests to get out and support the local economy, the restaurants, and the bars in the area, which will be a good fit.
The Toronto Raptors will start their season playing home games in Tampa, Florida next month after being unable to come to an agreement with the federal government to play at Scotiabank Arena during the COVID-19 pandemic. A federal government source speaking on condition of anonymity confirmed the team was denied. The Raptors had hoped to start the campaign at home despite rising numbers of COVID-19 cases at home and in the U.S. But the spike in cases, the Canadian government's restrictions around cross-border travel, and the mandatory 14-day quarantine for people entering Canada proved too much for the country's only NBA team.
A discussion paper on the province's first hydrogen strategy is being released by the Ontario government. The paper outlines how low-carbon hydrogen can help lower greenhouse gas emissions, support reliable and affordable electricity, help Ontario's hydrogen sector to tap into the global market, and reduce regulatory barriers. The paper sets out a vision for a new hydrogen economy, along with hopes that it will ultimately lead to job creation while protecting the environment. The discussion paper will now be put up for public consultation with the aim of having a hydrogen strategy in place for next year.
Ontario is reporting 1,418 new cases of COVID-19 today, along with 8 new deaths related to the virus. Health Minister Christine Elliott says there are 400 new cases in Peel Region, 393 in Toronto, and 168 in York Region. The latest figures have pushed Ontario over the 100,000 case mark for a total of 100,790. The province says a total of 84,716 cases have been resolved and 3,451 deaths have been recorded overall. Ontario is also reporting 518 people currently in hospital with COVID-19. Out with Nicole is back again, checking out local businesses. In this episode, Nicole checks out Robin's Rooms, a local shop for all of your clothing and accessory needs.
Hey, Sault Ste. Marie, we are here at Robin's Rooms. Amazing little place you have here, Robin. I want everybody to know what you've got. This is a little gem of a place.
Okay.
Oh my God, I love this hat.
I know. I call it the Titanic.
Look, the Titanic. Isn't this gorgeous, guys?
It's basically a ladies' clothing and accessory store. I've been collecting for a very long time, over 35 years. And so once I retired, I've worn and loved it all. This is my personal collection.
You do rentals too, right?
I do. I do rentals. I do costume rentals.
Rentals, wow. I absolutely love this.
Some things are new and still have the tags on, but I offer the rental service. You know, it's a money saver.
But tell me about that one there.
It's all through the house here. I've used them for decoration purposes, but I've had a big demand for the Gatsby because it's, you know, 2020, you know, the 1920s.
Yeah.
All the weddings and birthdays and showers were all themed for the 1920s as well.
You did mention there was some handbags?
I did have some collection of handbags here. So this one would be from the 1920s, like from, you know, Downton Abbey.
Yeah.
Because I have a thing for masks as well. I do full Halloween costumes.
This is absolutely gorgeous.
It is, isn't it? It looks beautiful on you too.
I would have loved to have this for Halloween in a dress.
Yes.
And, oh, definitely.
Absolutely. That one was hand painted in Venice, and I got it in a little boutique down south. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Robin, these are absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you. These are real silver. I have both, you know, modern and real, as well as costume jewelry, and it's all at different price points. These items that I have here are the real collectibles, the signed pieces of jewelry. Good eye.
I wish we could get away, like, right now. I would wear this and be very proud to wear this.
You love pearls. That's definitely the way to go.
Love it. I am dying to see what you have upstairs.
Sure, let's go.
Stay tuned for the next part of Robin's Room on Out with Nicole.
Daniel LaPrade is up next with a look at your local weather forecast. That's coming up after this.
Good evening and welcome back on your Friday, November the 20th. We're here at the weekend and we're moving along right through into the end of November, just about. And well, we don't have a lot of snow on the ground. It did melt what we did have on from the other day, so we're doing okay in that department. Had a nice above seasonal day yesterday and today, but the temperature has started to drop quite drastically once again. So let's see what we've got going on for the next little while. Now there is some cloud cover, and as you can see moving across the screen, there's some pockets of showers lingering, which are going to turn into some flurries later on tonight. If you are up in Thunder Bay area and Dryden, Timmins, Dryden's up here, Timmins area as well, you are going to see some snow tonight, and it's going to be very chilly in your regions, but let's get to that shortly. I want to show you what it looked like this morning when we had the fog, very heavy fog roll in here in Sault Ste. Marie. So this was our camera, which you couldn't really see anything. This is how it was driving in too this morning as well. The camera is brought to you by wirelesscom.ca, and yes, that fog was very thick, did dissipate eventually, and we will not hopefully see something like that tomorrow morning, because boy, that was something for the drive in. All right, let's look at your expected highs today. They were 6 degrees in Thunder Bay, 3 in Wawa and Timmins, 7 in Sault Ste. Marie, 8 in Elliott Lake, and 10 in Sudbury. So Sudbury is enjoying the nice warm weather that we had yesterday. Now, as I mentioned, it's going to be chilly up north in Thunder Bay and Wawa. You're looking at -10, some snow in Thunder Bay, and Timmins -8. -2 here in Sault Ste. Marie. We are the warmer spot overnight, and then we're going to see -7 in Elliott Lake and -6 in Sudbury. So we are looking at, before we get into tomorrow, we are looking at flurries overnight. Lingering flurry, not much for accumulation, about less than a centimeter. Winds will continue northwest, 30 kilometers gusting to 60. They will lighten up as we get in after midnight, and we will see a low of -2, as I mentioned, with a wind chill of -8 overnight. There is no fog forecasted for tonight. Now we're looking at only 1 degree on Saturday, mainly cloudy with a 30% chance of a flurry in the morning. Winds are going to be around 15 kilometers an hour throughout the day, and we are looking at a low of -4 with cloudy periods overnight on Saturday. You're looking at a wind chill once again of -8, so the winds are starting to become a factor. If you are out there, bundle up. Sunday's looking okay right now for the weekend. We're looking at 5 degrees, mix of sun and cloud, so it'll be quite decent day to get out there and enjoy it, maybe get out for a walk, but then we are going to see things change into the overnight. Low of 1 degree with a 70% chance of a flurry, which will lead into Monday, which is going to be a mess. It's going to be windy, rainy, and some mix of snow in there. We could see a few centimeters or a few millimeters depending on how it falls. We're looking at a high of 3 degrees on Monday, and we're looking at a low of -4. So anything that does fall on Monday during the day, with that temperature dropping quite quickly as we go into Monday night, could make for some interesting road conditions, so be aware of that. And you are looking at cloudy periods on Monday night. And then Tuesday we're looking at 2 to 4 centimeters rather of snow. 0 degrees is your high, and then we will actually warm back up though for Wednesday and Thursday. 5 and 6 degrees respectively on those days. Your overnight lows are going to hover around the freezing mark, a little bit below on a couple of nights there, -4, but then we will be back up above freezing next week for a couple of nights, 2 degrees on Wednesday and Thursday as well. So not too bad as we roll out towards the end of November. Now this was our Weather Watcher photo that was sent in this morning by this is actually from Banff, and it's from Peter and Nancy Oldcorn. So you may recognize that name from Chris. These are his parents. So thank you very much for sending that in. ontvweather@gmail.com is where you send your photos and include your name and location on there, so I know where it is. And it could be an older photo, like from a trip like this. If you haven't, if it's a year old or something, that's fine. Send it in, make sure you include that, and then I will put it up on our show for the Weather Watcher, and it goes up on SiouxOnline.com and our social media as well. So make sure that you do that, and want to remind everybody, when you go to SiouxOnline.com, there's a couple of things going on right now. There's a contest as well, where you can send in a holiday pick, which is similar to our Weather Watcher. We feature it once a day, but you're entered in to win something from a draw, so make sure you do check all the details out there, or you can go to our Facebook page where you can find all that stuff for you. So I hope everybody has a great weekend. Mike and Colette will be back with more news right after this break. Have a great evening.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau joined counterparts from both sides of the Pacific to sign a declaration focusing on free trade and digital innovation as a means to economic recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic. The communique from the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Leaders Summit sought common ground on the fraught issues of free-flowing commerce and telecommunications networks. It comes amid Canada's tensions with China and the much bigger dispute between Beijing and Washington. The 21 APEC leaders stressed coordinated action on the pandemic at the meeting, hosted by Malaysia but held online because of the virus. They extended the sentiment of cooperation to international business, with signatories pledging free, open, fair, non-discriminatory, predictable trade. The Lakers will be lacing up for their season opener tomorrow, facing off against Upper Peninsula rival Michigan Tech. The puck is scheduled to drop at 5:07 p.m. in the first of 7 non-conference games. Game 2 will have the Lakers on the ice Sunday afternoon with an opening face-off slated for 3:07 p.m. The Lakers' 18-game Western Collegiate Hockey Association conference schedule begins December 2nd. The Canada Post group of companies is reporting a third-quarter pre-tax loss of $216 million as increased revenue from parcel shipping failed to compensate for higher pandemic-related costs and a slowdown in its Canada Post segment. The result for the quarter compared with a loss before tax of $87 million in the same quarter last year. The company's Canada Post segment recorded a loss before tax of $265 million for its latest quarter, compared with a loss before tax of $135 million in the third quarter of 2019, while its Purelator segment saw a profit before tax of $42 million, up from $41 million a year ago. In August, Canada Post reported unprecedented growth in parcel volume and revenue during the second quarter as the COVID-19 pandemic led more Canadians to shop online. Parcel revenue for Canada Post in the third quarter grew by 30% compared with the same period last year, according to the Postal Service's announcement today. I'm Mike McDonald.
And I'm Colette Linden.
We'll have more news and weather coming up after this.